Press start. Press start. Continue.
Bro, this is fire! Bro, this is fire.
Press start. Continue.
fire.
Press start.
What's up? Yeah, I mean, that's, yeah, well, it's up to the whole, that one. That's what it is. I'm not exactly on board with, well, I'm not gonna say I'm not on board with it. I'm not exactly, I guess, in the flow of the whole YouTube stream metagame, because when I streamed, I did it all on Twitch, and with Twitch, you just kind of go live, you know? With YouTube, it's best to, like, go live, like, a full day in advance, and let people pile in, and then actually show up. So it's like, So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of chill and someone put a like on this video? Is there someone in chat? Did someone actually show up? I'll be honest, I didn't have a lot of faith in this actually working out. So, if there's someone in chat, say hi. What's up? Okay, I'll be honest, the mask looked a little bit better than I remember it looking. I'm gonna move my mic just a tiny bit. There we go, now it sounds a tiny, just a little bit better. I don't know how I have 6 views on this video when the only viewer is me. Ah, man. Oh, well. If I have to, I'll just sit and vibe. It'll chill. Oopsie. Oop. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, someone showed up. We're up to 2 apparently. And we're back down. Whatever. Oh well. If no one shows up for like an hour, then I'll just leave. So, it is what it is. I did put up a community post though. Uh-oh. I didn't mean to do that. I despawned myself. Oh god, what the? What just happened? Hang on. There we go. It like actually changed. Did I just bump my entire desk? What happened there? Okay. Tell you what I really should be doing. One of the things I should have set up in advance. I have a little stream deck, and I 100% should have, you know, set it up for streaming. That would have been a good idea, but I didn't. It's only set up for recording because I think, what was it? Harris Heller was the quote of like, or like it was a discussion between Harris Heller and Ludwig that was like, are you a streamer that makes YouTube videos or a YouTuber that streams? And I'm 100% a YouTuber that streams. That is weird. Yeah, no, the mask isn't clipping into the background like it used to. I don't know what's going on with the mask. Like, I really don't know what's happening with that. I think, oh, wait, maybe that. I feel like there's like a very specific angle. Oh, there, that angle. There's a very specific angle where it will clip into the background, but that's not the norm. Okay. Man, my freaking stats are completely confusing. 3 likes. 3 God, I have no idea what's happening anymore. Oh, okay, we're back up to 2 again. Merry Christmas, whoever you are. Thank you for showing up. I wonder if it's honestly just because of like just from previous experience with like Twitch and stuff. I wonder if the one extra viewer is like a bot or something, just to like be there to make sure that it's not spam or something illegal. It wouldn't surprise me if it's just a bot. Oh, hey, concurrent viewers up to 3. Are any of you not bots? Is there anyone actually in chat? Sorry for jostling the mic a little bit. So again, it's kind of like just because it's my first time streaming on YouTube, it's the first time I've seen like the stream manager for YouTube, right? And so there's two sets of stats that it's showing me, where it's like I've got 8 views and currently apparently 3. Oh, hey Daniel, what's up, man? Good to see you. Yeah, it's weird. So like it shows me multiple different layers of stats, where it's like there's the title, the category, what game I'm playing, which in this case is, I guess, whatever we end up feeling like playing if we play something. And then it's like concurrent viewers, likes, date, whatever. And then below it is live analytics, where it tells me like the current concurrent viewers, the number of views I have, what the average view duration is, like stream health, all that kind of stuff. It's kind of cool. Believe it or not, no, not that I'm aware of. Because of the fact that I already seems to be at about a minute delay. That crap? Okay, interesting. So I'll be honest, I already have it on ultra low latency, so I don't know what else to do. From the bit that I've figured out, that's as quick as I can make it, and slow mode for chat's not turned on. So like, I don't know how to make that latency lower, because there shouldn't be latency. Dang, okay. That's weird, because it wasn't even that bad when I tested it last night. Like, it was rough, but it was also on low latency, and so I went and turned it to ultra low for that specific reason. I guess it's not really that bad when you have a lot of people in chat, so you're always responding to something, but if you're just trying to have like a conversation with someone, that kind of makes it garbage. Yo, what's up? Good to see you. No, the intro song was not by Xylent. It was Press Start by MDK. Yo, let's go. No bots. Finally, I've even with like 2 people in chat, I'm doing better than I was doing on Twitch. The bar was not very high, let's be honest. Yeah, good to see you both. Thanks for showing up. I mean, I'm genuinely curious how many people actually come into the stream, because from like the multiple polls that I put out, it was around like the magic number in my head was like 20 something people, and then around 30 people said they were on board with the stream. And then, you know, I went down the line. Yes, having it exist on channel, absolutely. Well, I hope it helps. I want to believe it helps, because it's just like, well, before I had literally no one. I had like 2 followers. Sorry, 3 followers, and one of them was my lurker account. So, you know, having 400 people that want to watch videos might help, but at the same time, it's YouTube people. Even though YouTube people are becoming more comfortable with streams, YouTube people still generally just want to watch videos, right? And so they might not actually show up for a stream, even if they said they might want to. But yeah, from like the multiple polls I put out, around 30 people were on board with the stream. And I'm not 100% sure if, like, I'm genuinely not sure who's gonna end up showing up, really. Like, I also recognize I kind of botched the meta on how, excuse me, on how like YouTube works. Okay, gotcha. Well, amen, bro. I can only hope. But yeah, because I know part of the kind of YouTube stream meta is you're gonna go live like 12 to 24 hours, if not longer, in advance. And so that gives people time to like have the algorithm recommend you the stream as a video, have people hop into the queue, and now everyone's waiting for when it actually starts. With Twitch, you just go live, and so I've never actually dealt with that. And so it was one of those things where it's like, I had to, also I've never actually streamed with OBS, I've only ever streamed with Streamlabs, so a lot of this is a learning experience. So that's why I was just like, dude, just watch how scuffed this is gonna be. But yeah, so it's like I literally went live 15 minutes before, which is obviously more than I would do for Twitch, because for Twitch you don't really do anything. But with YouTube, you're definitely supposed to go way further out. So, I don't know. But yeah, how was your guys' Christmas? What'd you guys do? Hey, okay. Also, interesting. So, that's a good Christmas, man. So interesting, just between like Boz and Daniel. Daniel was saying that I have like a 30-second delay, but Boz is responding pretty much immediately after I say something. So I'm not sure how that's. I don't know how the latency is different per person. It shouldn't be different per person really at all, aside from your internet connection. But, just things to observe, things to note, things to maybe figure out. Okay. Yeah, went out of town for a day with family. Real chill. Hey man, family's family's most of what it's about. It's not all of what it's about, but it's a good chunk. And like, yeah, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that don't have the luxury of being back with their families on the holidays, and so it's always a wonderful thing. Dude, Daniel, I think, yeah, the mighty Boz has spoken. I think maybe you need to work on your internet connection there, bro. Mans is on the other side of the Atlantic, and he got it instant. I don't know what to say about that. Is it weird that, like, I'm already happy with how the stream has turned out? With, like, how, like, there's only 3 of you, but, like, it's so much more than I've ever, like, I think I literally I had a conversation with 1 person on Twitch at a time, I think. And I was streaming it wasn't a crazy long stretch of time, maybe only a couple of months, but I was doing fairly, like, long streams. Work from home, so yeah, using the net, so I have to, yeah, okay, that's reasonable. See, that's the goal. That's what I wanna do. You know, that's one of the things where, like, that's part of why I'm so excited for this year, because projections say that if things keep up, if things keep going the way that they're going, we should be in a position to be monetized within a couple months. And granted, base level monetization, especially just through ad revenue, isn't going to, like, make a living, right? Not even a little bit. It's not going to be a drop in the bucket. You know, it'll pay for a Coke on a weekend. But it's something, and it's a start. And if I'm getting regular, like, say, you know, over a few thousand views a video, you know, even as a small YouTuber, I could potentially go and talk to companies that would want to do, like, low-level sponsorships, and then I can start kind of working things up. I really appreciate that, man. Just time to how long it took. Yikes! Yeah, no, it totally is. It's a networking thing. So speaking of, super hashtag not sponsored, I would love to get Sneak Energy on board. That would be awesome. Everyone's about Gamer Subs or G Fuel. I would love to either go with Sneak, or what is it? Razer just started something that seemed, it was literally a meme. Razer just started doing an energy thing, and it was literally out of an April Fool's joke. I think it's called Respawn. But they have like caffeine and energy gum and their own kind of like drink packet thing. And I'd love to get like, you know, hey guys, can you sponsor me $50 to do a review with like your ad plug in it or something. 3 hours. But yeah, in terms of the whole review thing, like, so I have a question actually, like just for like the handful of people in chat, just because like my comment section is, especially regarding the Callisto Protocol one, was almost exclusively negative, almost. Like there were a handful of people that were on board that had constructive stuff to say. Most of it was disagreeing or being critical, and so and one of the things that kept popping up a lot is they hate how much hate the game is getting. Just because for me, it's like I deliberately stay away from other people's reviews until after I've made mine. And I mean, people didn't love it, but I haven't seen anyone like really just burning the game. Like, what's all the hate about? Like, is there actually like this big trend to just hate on the Callisto Protocol and people just lump me into that? Like, I'm not sure what's going on there. He's like, spoilers for, like, if anyone hasn't seen it, it's mid. It's just mid. It's upper mid, but it's mid. It's not awful. It's not great. It's just mid. So it's, I don't know. I don't understand people hating on the game, you know, and giving it like a trash score. Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know, but like, even just straight up opinion wise, just playing it for fun and like just playing it as like a fan of what they've made in the past, I was still just like, you know, it's like, it didn't scare me. Like, that's obviously just that one's just straight up my opinion, but it's just like, nah, it made me panic one time. Some people might get the perception that it's based on a bug niche. I mean, I haven't played it. I think people are just precious with Dead Space. It looks so. Yes, on a few things, but so one of them is the game. I think the one thing that people need to understand, and this is something that has come up in the comments a lot, is people say that it's just like, well, why didn't you review it on PS5? Like, why did you review a broken version of the game? Or, you know, it's like, why don't you review it for the, you know, the platform it was made for? It's like, you need to understand something. It wasn't made for PS5. It was released on all platforms at once. It was released on Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, PS4, PS5, and PC, all at the same time. It has to be optimized for all of them. And so if it's crap on everything that's not PS5, that's massively to the game's detriment. Like, it deserves to be flamed for that. It doesn't deserve to get completely dumpstered for it, but like that's something that needs to be called out. That's really important. And you can't just go and say, oh, well, it'll get fixed with time, because like, no, you still released a broken product. Like, you should suffer the consequences of that. You have to finish your development beforehand. You can't expect us as gamers and consumers to tolerate it just because, well, yeah, we'll wait for you to finish building the game, like, I don't know, 3 months down the road. Like, no, that's unacceptable. Get freaking no. So like, it's one of those things, like, a lot of people that played PlayStation got mad at me for saying the game was really buggy and showing the footage, despite the fact that my hardware that I'm playing it on is literally better than a PS5. So I don't know what to say. It's just one of those things where, like, no, they did screw up development on 85% of the versions of the game that they launched, and I think people deserve to know that. On the Dead Space thing, it's like, it was very clearly heavily inspired by Dead Space. It plays very differently from Dead Space, even though it feels similar. And I think there is some merit to the point of, there are people who just wanted Dead Space again and they didn't get it, and so they're butthurt about that. At the same time, I don't want to say that that's a lot of people, because I'm not one of those people. Like, I'm a huge Dead Space fan. I'd say Dead Space is probably my favorite horror property, but I wasn't upset that it just wasn't Dead Space. Because in my opinion, I'm just gonna be real with you, if it wasn't as like Dead Space as it was, I would have liked it less. Like, my review score probably would have been like a 4 if it wasn't like Dead Space, because I think that a lot of the good of the game came from that Dead Space DNA that it carried over and kept. I don't know. It's like, but I guess people have the opposite perception about it, and, you know, they'll just be like, oh, well, it's not enough like Dead Space, so I hate it. And I'm just like, and people have accused me of that, of like, you're just you literally admitted you're a Dead Space fan, so, you know, clearly you just wanted more Dead Space. And it's like, no, actually, I'm fine with it being different. Oddly enough, I liked it more because it was like Dead Space. If it were just a standalone property with no history, it would be even worse. Alien Isolation all the way. Sorry, I'm just now looking down at chat because I was kind of monologuing for a minute. Alien Isolation is kind of goated. Have you ever heard of AI in games? Scottish dude breaks down literally how AI works in games, and the one that I think a lot of people found him on, including myself, is him breaking down how the alien in Alien Isolation works, and it's pretty genius, actually. It's pretty sick. I think it serves as a good proof of concept. Hopefully it gets a follow-up of some sort with improves on the atmosphere. But yeah, and the comment got monotonous and could use some fine-tuning. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think... So, did you guys ever watch, if you even know what I'm talking about, Ars Technica did a series of kind of mini docs on the development of the Callisto Protocol, and I watched all of them. Like, I was on board with this game's development as it was getting, like, documented on, journaled on, whatever. And you can learn a lot about the people involved just by watching how they talk. And one of the things I recognized about Glenn Schofield is he's a visionary. He's an ideas guy. And the problem is, I think what happened is he made a game based... I mean, well, this is kind of the inherent issue with just, like, making a game that's purely designed to create an emotional response, because you can only go based on what creates that emotional response in you. And so he made a game that he believed was going to be the scariest thing he's ever made. And even when he was asked about it, like, which games does he think are scarier between Dead Space and Callisto, he said Callisto every single time. And granted, of course, there's some marketing mumbo-jumbo in there. But honestly, the more he says it, the more I think he genuinely believes that. Like, he thinks that it is the scariest thing he ever did. And so looking at it through that lens, it's one of those things where it's just like, I almost feel like they've changed the combat intentionally to put you in more danger. Because where in Dead Space, you know, everything's a melee enemy for the most part, and you have to go and attack them at range or get ripped apart. In Callisto, you have to fight them where they are the most dangerous. You have to fight them in the range that they can kill you in. And initially, that was scary, but and this is just my experience, for me, that ended up making it not as scary, weirdly enough, because for me, and I think I said this in my first hour, like my first impressions of the game, death felt like a foregone conclusion, because death comes because you didn't have a mastery of, like, the dodging or the blocking mechanics. And so if you couldn't do either one of those things correctly, you're just going to die. There's no version of the combat that allows you to just be aggro and survive. And so it's like, death was not something to be feared, it was just something to be expected. It was just gonna happen. And so because of that, I just kind of stopped caring about dying. And the death animations definitely lost their sting. And so that's kind of why, like, in the review, I kind of tried to break down, like, why is that? And the problem is, when you try to make something that's literally always eliciting a fear response, and you never come back down, or even in general, this kind of applies to any sort of emotional roller coaster of storytelling. you have to have lulls. You have to come back down off of the ride so that the peaks actually matter. If you don't come back down, then the hype or the fear or the joy becomes the norm. It's what's expected. It becomes status quo. And so then it loses its value. It doesn't matter anymore. And so it's like I got very, very used to, you know, the screeching horror, you know, the monstrosities, the gore, the violence, everything. And it just became an action game. And unfortunately, the action game is more mid than the horror game. Yes. So granted, I'm not super crazy well versed in Alien Isolation because I haven't played it. I've just watched a lot of it and read into it. I have played Resident Evil, and yes, especially like I think a great example is the save rooms in like Resident Evil 4, where it's like you get the typewriter, you get the calming, just very chill music. It's a place that you know that you're safe. That system sort of broke down a little bit, and I think it was RE2 remastered because of the whole Mr. X thing, and you can kind of meme him out by like going in and out of the door because his AI is not allowed to pathfind you in there. But ignoring that, I like having a place where you know that you're safe and then having to make peace with the fact you have to go out and put yourself in danger again just to make progress is tension. And it's tension that you make for yourself. You know? Yeah. Also, and this is a weird thing. One of the things with Alien Isolation, I love the fact that you get Mr. X scares the hell out of me with his relentless stalking voice. Yeah, no, it does. It really does. Trying to get what I was about to say. With Alien Isolation, one of the things also is, well, to be fair, I'm not even gonna say Alien Isolation does this uniquely. Most games do this. So people want to talk about nitpicks, right? People call me, they haven't called me nitpicking and biased yet, but they've called me nitpicky a lot. People want to talk nitpicks? Let's talk nitpicks. All right, so here's a nitpick, and I'm definitely gonna make a short out of this because it was hilarious. But Callisto Protocol, the AI is impossible to hide from. If they are aggroed to you, unless you leave the area, unless you go somewhere that they cannot follow you, and their pathfinding just breaks, they will always follow you. There is no way to escape enemies that get to you, which is dumb. Because if you can manage, especially with the blind, if you can go and hide yourself in a place where they, you know, obviously they can't see you anyway, but if you're suddenly not making any noise and you get a distance away, they shouldn't know where you are. That just doesn't make any sense. And so there was a situation where I was in like, for people that actually played the game, they'll know what I'm talking about. I was in the big underground room that's filled with like 20 blind, and you have to go through, there's a bunch of underground equipment, and there's the passageway to the underground tram to one side, and in front of you there's the path to the power generator. I ended up aggroing all of them because I screwed up something. I just got put in a bad situation where like one of them was going to bump into me because of like where I was crouching and there was nowhere else for me to go, so I just strong hit 2 of them away and started running. And so I had like probably like 8 of them all aggroed to me at once, a couple of them mutated, and I went and got into those rocks where you start wedging yourself in to go toward the tram. Obviously they can't get you while you're in the rocks, but they can pathfind a way through the vents to go to the next area with the crafting area, with the crafting machine. And so essentially, I was literally stuck between a rock and a dead space because I was in these rocks, and on either side of me, I would just have Jacob looking back and forth, and on either side of me was 4 mutated blind, all aggroed to me. They could never get to me, and I wasn't making any noise. So eventually, they should de-aggro, but they don't. And so essentially I soft locked myself, because if I would die in the animation of getting out of the rocks if I ever tried. So I just had to reset the level. There was nothing I could do without just getting murdered. And so it's like, yeah, that's a really dumb thing with Callisto Protocol of you cannot hide from enemies. You cannot get away. The Xenomorph in Alien, there's a lot you can do to hide from it. Because to be fair, hiding is pretty much all you can do from it. There's not a whole lot you can do to stave it off short of, I think, the flamethrower. But like you can bait it around, you can hide in lockers, you can hide under tables. You can avoid vents where you see the saliva dripping down. Like, there's stuff you can do. Resident Evil, you can, granted it's a little bit, it's a little cheatsy doodly, but you can go into a save area and you know that they're not going to follow you. And they will de-aggro and go back to their places, and then you can kind of reset and try again. Callisto, you just straight up cannot do that. Like, they will never, ever, ever forget where you are, even though they have no way of knowing where you are. Oh, that's freaking funny. I use noise tracking on Alien Isolation. My dog is always making noise. That's great. I've never thought of Mr. X as the equivalent of a Kool-Aid man, but I guess it makes sense. I guess that works. Excuse me. Trying to think, where was it? Gotcha. Okay. How do I feel about Silent 2 remake? Outlast 2 stream when? I'd much sooner do Outlast 1 than Outlast 2, honestly. Because Outlast 2... Well, you know what? Outlast 2 was a great Book of Revelation simulator. I'll give it that. But how do I feel about the Silent Hill 2 remake? So, total honesty, haven't played it. I'm thinking about it. It's one of those things where, for the sake of the YouTube channel, right? I'm not just going out and playing games that I just want to play. I'm playing games that are either coming out somewhat recently or I know have some sort of reason that people are talking about them, right? Because I'm doing things I care about, but I'm also trying to do things that are going to help grow the channel. And I'm kind of compromising between the two. Not just doing what I want, but also kind of balancing some stuff. So like, for example, I released my Sonic Adventure 2 battle, like, dumpster fire essay on the day Sonic Frontiers came out. And then I released the Sonic Frontiers review within a week of that coming out, right? And so I deliberately kind of hedged my bets on the Sonic team and that kind of stuff. With Callisto, I obviously can't make the review in a day, but I can do the first hour in a day. So it's like I put that out the moment that I put that out the same day the game came out, and then I try getting the review out within a week. God of War is, I know, kind of the funky one there. It was one that I always wanted to play, so I guess that's kind of the compromise, but it's also a matter of it did release this year. It got ported. It did re-release on PC this year. And so it was kind of relevant. I would love to play Silent Hill 2, but that might be something I just do on my own time. I don't know if that'd be something that'd be great for the channel. Does that make sense? But then again, if I read into it and people are on board, if there are people that I know for sure are interested, and it's not just like the handful of people in this stream, if I can go and like search, some API and figure out like, hey, are people on board with this? For example, Silent Hills, the one that Konami just stomped for no reason other than, I guess, spiting Hideo Kojima. Like, if Silent Hills came out, you bet I'd be freaking reviewing that. I'd be on that so fast. speaking of Hideo Kojima, a game that I bought, and it's one of those ones I'm kind of putting on layaway. It's one of those ones that I've kind of just set aside for a rainy day, like if there's a month where there's just nothing coming out. I did buy Death Stranding. I've not played Death Stranding, but I own Death Stranding, and so I'm really tempted to do that as a review for this coming year. And Dead Space Remake is definitely what's going to be coming out from me in February. UPS Simulator. Someone watched the donkey video, huh? It's okay, I love donkey, but like, yeah, like it's one of those like I am reserving judgment. I am 100% reserving judgment until I play it. It looks kind of weird, but obviously it's gonna be weird. It's Hideo Kojima. What'd you expect? It's gonna be weird. So, I expect something kind of innovative, even if the innovations didn't work super well. And AI in Games, speaking of him again, he actually did a video on how in a dynamically changing world like Death Stranding, where like you can create new paths with equipment and that kind of stuff, how do enemies and other AI know how to find you? How do they path find you? How can they get to you? And that was actually really interesting. So it's like I'm not completely clueless when it comes to Death Stranding, but I don't know enough about it myself to say anything of any meaning until I actually play it, you know? One of the best demos. Oh, Silent Hills? Yeah, for sure. Like, it's wild how PT, like how you literally, I think that that's a great example of the whole, like, you have to have time to come down. PT is freaking terrifying. And part of the reason it's terrifying is because it takes this completely mundane space of just a random hallway with a bathroom, a front door, a couple little tables, and an end door. And that's all that's in that entire hallway. Oh, sorry, a window. Excuse me. And seeing how the mundane, peaceful area around you begins to become bastardized and change and distort in these disturbing ways, only to snap back to being normal and lull you into this false sense of security of like, is it over? Is it? And then it goes way off the deep end. And I'm just like, that's awesome. And so, like, honestly, I'll be honest, I have more motivation to play horror games and games that I wouldn't normally super go out of my way for because of the fact that I'm becoming a game critic. And so it's like, I will do it for the content. But I didn't play PT when it was available, and I'm a little ashamed of it because I was too scared to. Like, I watched like Markiplier and Jack and like all the big tubers play PT, and I was like, nope, not doing that. Death Stranding is kind of a play on your own time type of game. I wouldn't be great to stream. It's pretty chill, and it wasn't, yeah. Okay, it's pretty chill until it isn't, which is rare. I like that. See, so a lot of cutscenes, but a great game. Like, so here's the thing. I don't have a problem with having a lot of cutscenes in games. I genuinely don't. If it adds to the story, if it adds to the narrative, then it's a part of the game and it matters. It might be a video essay I make this year. It might be something I do. But there's a game that I want to do an essay on, and it's almost definitely going to be called My Favorite Movie I've Ever Played. And it's about a game called Asura's Wrath. Have you guys ever heard of this? Okay, that's interesting. Hold on, I'm just watching something real quick. Okay. No, like 25, you have a point. You 100% have a point. It is the scummiest DLC I have ever seen in my entire life. You've got that one. But hear me out here. Yeah, so Asura's Wrath. The funny thing is I actually never bought the DLC. I watched it. But it's like, I loved Asura's Wrath. And Asura's Wrath is, for all intents and purposes, a Naruto Ninja Storm game made by a bunch of people who just were given free reign to just do whatever the crap they could imagine. And I thought it was so cool. It's like, you've got this weird 7 deadly sins motif combined with like Buddhist and Hindu, like Eastern mythology. And then just put them against kaiju and turn them all into mechs for no discernible reason. But they can also bleed, because just in case you forgot, they're also somehow mortal, but not. It's so freaking whack, but I love it so much. Like, Asura literally becoming, like, people joke about like Doomslayer and Kratos being literally too angry to die. Kratos is one of them. Doomslayer, sort of, because Doomslayer basically never dies. He goes to hell on purpose. Asura is the actual definition of literally too angry to die. Asura is the definition of too angry to exist. Asura gets so angry and has so much righteous indignation about how not just the world is run, but the nature of creation and the universe itself, that he literally kills God. And not like the God of that, like, for all intents and purposes, the omnipotent creator God of creation of that universe in that fiction. That's the final boss, and that's freaking crazy. Because you kill God and creation is undone, and the only thing that's left is your daughter to remake everything. It's so cracked, and I love it. So also, the thing I was just looking at, so I have 2 stream previews up at the same time right now. I have, one is YouTube and one is OBS. And so there's actually a delay between the YouTube one and the OBS one, but for chat, where it's like I'll see one move and then the other one moves. No coffee, boss rap. Fair enough. No reason, fun, boom, there's yours. Okay, so, agreed. However, yeah, no, actually, considering I'm not planning on reviewing it, I just want to make a freaking essay. Yeah, no, that's enough of a reason for me. Yeah, that's fair. It's fun. Well, no, actually, yeah, no, it, like, because of how the nature of my reviews work, where it's like I separate as best I can my personal bias and my personal opinion and my like feelings from it versus just like, here's literally what they did, here's how it's designed. Sonic Adventure 2 I literally reviewed because it's a game that I can, it's indefensibly not good. I'm sorry. I don't know why people try to pretend that it's a great game. It's a very, very fun game. But it's a jank fest mess, and it always has been. There was never a point where it wasn't broken. But it's a super fun game, and I love it. And so it's like, yeah, it's like that. I said back in my game design review, or not game design review, game design video essay. I did a game design video essay, and one of the things that I broke down was the fact that it's like, there are games that are fun, but weren't made well. And there are games that were awesome, like they're objective, like masterpieces of game development, but I didn't like them, you know? And so it's like, I think the examples I gave were Sonic Adventure 2, which is like, no, this is a dumpster fire, don't freaking lie. Like, it's not good, it's just very fun. And on the flip side of that, you have Red Dead Redemption 2, or Red Dead Redemption in general. Red Dead Redemption, both 1 and 2, are phenomenal games. Fantastic. To the point where almost I don't feel like reviewing them because I know they're gonna be, you know, like a 9 or 10. You know, it's like they're gonna be phenomenal games. I don't like Westerns. Westerns bore me. It's just not my aesthetic. I don't really love, like, as someone who's gone, like, and ridden horseback before, I also don't love horses. It's one of those things. And so I wanted that dichotomy of, like, here's a game that's really bad, but I love, and here's a game that's really good, but I don't care. Whatever, who cares? And so, like, fair enough. If there's a game that's just really, really, really fun, and I really enjoy it, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad, I'll still review it because I like having the split of things that are really high on my personal tier list, but really low objectively. I mean, I respect it. Like, Minecraft's a great game. It is. It's lost me. I'll be honest about that. I've definitely burnt myself out on Minecraft. But it's a great game. It is. People can call it cringe all they want, you know, and they can lump it in kind of with, like, I don't know, it's like, oh, it's Fortnite. It's the Gen Z alpha, you know, ADHD fest game where you just kind of do whatever, or, you know, there's a lot of people who think the games are cringe, right? I don't care if they think it's cringe. It's good. There's a reason why Minecraft is the most successful game property of all time. Pokemon's the most successful fiction property of all time, because it also has, like, the card games, the movies, the anime, and the games. Minecraft's literally just a game. And it's like, for an individual game, Minecraft is the biggest game in human history, like, in all of gaming. And that's crazy. That's wild. Especially for a game that, you know, it's not Tetris, you know? It's not Pac-Man. It's not one of the super OGs that's been around forever, you know? It came out in, you know, it came out of beta in, like, 2011, you know? Yeah, and that's perfectly reasonable. You know what was a really common back and forth, sorry, if I move, I have to move the mic. A really common back and forth for a long time was Minecraft versus Terraria. And I had a lot of friends that were like, dude, Terraria is so much better than Minecraft. And I'm just like, it's 2D Minecraft. I don't understand the point. This is before I realized, like, the boss fights and the story and whatever, like, so it's like, fair enough, you know, like, Terraria definitely evolved to be something much greater. But when it first came out in, like, the early 2010s, it was literally just 2D Minecraft. But it's like, I feel like Terraria spawned a lot of those kind of 2D mining and crafting-esque, like, kind of survival crafting games. And obviously the inspiration for it was all Minecraft. Like, Minecraft sparked an entire revolution of game design. It created new genres. It's wild. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. And not all the updates are even good. So can I say something that I think is a hot take? Like, I think this is probably one of my actual Minecraft hot takes. I don't like the Warden. I think the Warden sucks. Like, the Warden is practically unkillable, can hit you through walls, and gives you no loot. It has no benefits whatsoever. I thought it'd be hilarious if you could, like, take it's Skulk Shriekers or something like that. If you could take the blocks that summon it and use it to, like, line your like make a redstone contraption so you can like make a ring around the outside of your base or something, so if anyone tried to like sneak up on you or like get into your stuff, it would summon a warden. I think that'd be so cool. But it's not even like the Wither, where it's like you have to go in and put in the effort and you get this, you know, this boss fight that you can choose to fight for fun, and you can potentially get stuff out of it afterwards. And it, you know, has the benefit of like, ah, well, you know, it's different because it flies around and it can blow things up. It's like, the Warden is literally just strong, like 3 times stronger than the Ender Dragon for no reason, and it gives you nothing. I agree. The lair is really cool, but the Warden is whatever. I VR Minecraft. It's so good. You fall. Oh. Is that a bad thing? Is it bad if you're? Well, I'm assuming the headset would just die unless it's all a wired setup, right? But yeah. I was actually really excited for the Warden until I saw how it actually played. Then once that happened, I'm just like, no, this is dumb. This is stupid. But the deep dark biome and like, okay, speaking of nitpicks, one nitpick with Minecraft and how they changed one thing. I don't understand how you can have negative Y value. Like, I don't understand how you, like, it really annoys me that frickin' they didn't just increase the ceiling from 256 blocks to just being higher, and instead they reduced the bottom of the world to, instead of being 0, it's like -72 or something. I don't remember exactly. And I'm just like, no, if you hit 0, there's nothing below 0. Like, 0 is the bottom of the world. If you go below 0, you are out of the world. Why did you not just increase the height of everything and stack from the bottom up? Like, I don't know. That's just one of those things that's just like, why? It looks like a Roblox character. I guess. I don't. Yeah, I don't. I'll be honest. I don't know how much I see that, but like, I get it. It's sea level. That's how it should be. Well, okay. Then that means 0 should be at sea level, which it still isn't that either. 0 is still where it always was. So I was like, no, the mental gymnastics, you're right, but they aren't doing that either. So that's not. Oh, okay. I don't have a problem with that, actually. That was always kind of the speculation, right? Like, in lore, that's what makes sense, because if you dig up far enough in the nether, you hit bedrock. And so, until people broke the game and or creative mode was introduced, because that was not in Minecraft for a while, it was just a survival crafting game, it wasn't a creative simulator, people just assumed the nether was just what was under the bedrock. And so, yeah, it's like, it makes sense that it's like, yeah, if you can dig below 0, then theoretically you should end up in the nether, but, yeah. Have I heard of Pupper Combo, and what do I think? I have not heard of Pupper Combo, no. What is the Pupper Combo? Sorry, Puppet Combo. I'm stupid, my bad, sorry. Just imagine whatever it is, but with puppies. That's true. you would lose the benefit of that. Which I wonder how long... I wonder if that was always in Minecraft. That's something I don't actually know. I don't know if the, like, one block is, like, what, 7 blocks in the nether? Something like that? I don't actually know if that's how it always worked or not. Indie developer who makes horror games very good. Very 80s. Okay, interesting. Okay. See, I didn't know that until years later, I'll be honest. I didn't actually know that until I started playing on servers with people. And then I realized that it was just the most efficient way to get around. I was actually making, like, blue ice, like, boat railguns and crap before I knew the nether had a time dilation. Or a space dilation. Yes, the nether also used to be really small. That is true. I do remember that. And almost every single time that you would start a nether, like you would make a nether portal, it would almost always be just in a wall. And you would have to go and get, because frickin' netherrack would just chew through all of your tools so freaking quickly. You would have to, like, stock up on stuff so that you could dig through the nether to find an open cave. GTFO was amazing. I've been playing it for the past few days. I'm a bit late. I mean... So here's the only problem with GTFO. Unless you're Markiplier and you're doing it for content, you really kind of need to play with friends. And I don't think that any of my friends would be on board for, like... Correction. Enough of my friends. I feel like a couple of them would be on board, but, like, I wouldn't be able to get a full squad to play GTFO. And certainly not enough to, like, make content out of it, which is kind of why it's like, I'm not going to play it on my own, and I love playing games by myself. Like, Lone Wolf is not just the brand name, it is just kind of, I admit that I am kind of just that guy. I'm a solo player a lot of the time, and so it's like, I love GTFO as an idea, but, I don't know. Spyro, You're the Dragon review when? Well, so let me share something. So I have this little doohickey. I'm sorry, I'm literally despawning my arm to show you this. So I have this. I haven't installed it into the ice cave yet, but I have this. So, I'm gonna be able to do... Sorry, I got a no clip into the tree again. I have a Elgato 4K 60 Pro capture card. I just haven't installed it into my PC yet. And so, like, I'm gonna install that before I make more Smash content. I'm gonna install that before I do anything else on, like, Switch or PlayStation. I have a buddy of mine who offered to let me borrow his PlayStation because since he finished Borderlands 3, he's basically not using it. And he just said, like, I could just borrow it if I want to review PS exclusive games and stuff. So I might take him up on that. So finally, all the people who are, like, freaking whining and moaning in my comment section can shut up about me not reviewing the PlayStation version. But it's like I'll be able to actually record 4K video and, you know, whatever console game I want. So I have Spyro Reignited Trilogy on Switch. So honestly, I might do that. I don't know if I would do the full trilogy or if I would do like 3 small reviews, like 1 for each game, but I might. Yeah, I think, yeah, I would enjoy that too. Spyro, Crash, old GT, Burnout, old Mario. Remind me, because I'm an idiot, what's GT? Gran Turismo? Yeah, okay. Crash, okay, that's... Oh, okay. Boz out here officially picking fights. All right. All right, this is great. I'm having a good time. So I never played. Actually, that's not true. I did actually play Gran Turismo. I played one of the older ones on PS2, I think, with a friend of mine. I didn't love it that much, and admittedly, you can probably guess from the fact that like I did the wheel spins and I did the review for it. Even though I was like harsh on it because I didn't like what they did with it, I'm a huge Forza guy, and so it's just like I was always the Xbox guy. So like I never played Gran Turismo. I played the Gran Turismo direct competitor. So I don't really have a great opinion on GT. But like Spyro, Crash, like yeah, I could do that for sure. Wait, what? Pirates? You had a PSP, Will? Again, never had a PSP. Like, my cousins had PSPs. I never had a PSP. I had every single Nintendo handheld. Every one of them. I broke, like, 3 or 4 DS Lites. I still have my DSi XL. I have a 3DS and a 3DS XL. And a Game Boy Advance SP, actually, still. I do remember Twisted Metal, yes. Dude, frickin'... I can't remember, was it 3? I can't remember which game, I feel like they all had roughly the same, a very similar plot where, like, the Twisted Metal tournament was, by Calypso, and Calypso was, like, this kind of... He had the ability to grant wishes. Yeah. Yo, Game Gear. Holy crap. What's Lynx? I do not remember Lynx. Boz, you're in your 40s. Shut up, you're fine. You've got literally more than half... Yeah, I'm pretty sure people in the UK live longer than people in the US. You have more than half of your life in the head of you. You're gonna live to be 90. You're fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Atari Lynx. Okay. So, okay, so that's the nomenclature. Oh my god. I mixed naming scheme and nomenclature. Ah! Oh, my camera's gone. Ah, I despawned. Ah, no. Ah. It was so dark. It was so dark. Anyways. Yeah, I don't actually know what just happened there. I literally noticed the... I'm back, okay? So anyways, so I guess then, so all of the Atari, other than the 2600 that I'm aware of, were all of the main Atari consoles named after cats of some kind, or was it that just like the project names? Because I know there's the Atari Jaguar too. So there's Atari Jaguar, Atari 2600, Atari Lynx. Are they all just cats? Already closing stream. Yeah, you're right. I should just... Just kidding. Dude, you don't know. You don't even know. Like... You want to know who hunts the monster in the back rooms? It's freaking me. Straight up have a portal into the back rooms. I can just no-clip into this tree behind me and it's effortless. And I can come back too. People make it sound like it's such a big deal, like it's so difficult. Come on, just be a gamer. Actually, just get good. Come on. All right, go for it, Will. What's up? What you want to talk about, bro? Oh, that is a conversation. Okay. Do you have a point of reference? Like, what games do you think deserve movies? First PC was a Commodore 64. That makes sense, actually. That's fair. Grew up on Game Boy Advance and DS for handhelds. God of War. Oh, okay. All right. Which one? The new one? Like God of War Ragnarok, or just God of War 4? Like the Norse or Greek God of War, or both? Which one are you thinking? The Greek storyline. Okay. You could definitely do it, 100%. I just don't know who would be best for filling the role, because this is kind of one of the issues of having characters that are voice acted versus characters that are animated, characters that are voice acted versus characters that are physically acted, is so much of that character is the voice, right? And like people, I think that God of War 4 onward Kratos' voice is still brilliant. People were so butthurt about the fact the original voice actor did not come back. Like, people are really attached to the voice of these characters, and Kratos, both of his voices are iconic. And so it's like, how do you get a person who is good enough to fill the role, can sell something close to the voice, and also, here's a huge thing, has the physicality for it. Like, it's a very specific kind of, yeah. That's actually fair. Danny DeVito. I would 100% pay to see at least like a short of Danny DeVito pretending to be Kratos. That'd be funny. You know, you're right, and I hate you for it. I hate that you're right, Daniel. Chris Pratt, Kratos, don't have me. So, I'm sure this guy can't act. But there is... The best Kratos I have ever seen is it's a European powerlifter or bodybuilder who's at Comic-Con. He's played Kratos twice, and he's just actually godlike. His cosplay is so goated. Look it up if you can find it. Like, bodybuilder Kratos Comic-Con. Winston Duke in a gym for you and go nuts. Yeah. Tyler 1! Tyler 1's too short, bro. Come on. He's big enough, but like, he ain't big enough. Danny DeVito as Wolverine. And Deadpool. I mean, I guess that works. If you make everyone short, then no one is. He would never lie. You're right, he's reformed. He would never lie. I look like characters. Alright. Peace out, brother. Thanks for stopping by, Will. I don't know what keratosis is. Maybe, should we Google that? Should I put away the Christmas scenery so we can Google keratosis? One thing I just realized is a little disappointing, and it's a little sad that I just, like, yeah, just think, again, me being a scrub with streaming and me not having used OBS before, I don't have plugins set up to have chat on stream. And so, I'm probably gonna make a quick video out of this, just talking to you guys and like answering questions and stuff. I don't know if... I think the VOD might have the chat preserved on YouTube because it's YouTube. I don't think Twitch did that. Anyway, I'll figure it out. Scaly skin patches, so maybe not. No, dude. It's Kratos. That's perfect. That's actually perfect. His skin is literally coated in ash. It is the flakiest skin you could ever imagine. That's actually perfect for Kratos. No, because it's in my search history. Let's go, boss! Oh, dude. No, that'd be goated. That'd be perfect. So here's a question. Did any of you guys actually watch the end of year, like, best of 2022 video? I know there's only like 3 of you in chat, but like, did any of you actually watch it? Because I was kind of thinking about like if people hadn't watched it in the stream, that we could pull it up and like go through it. Gonna watch it after this and not yet? You guys are awesome, thank you. But yeah, I'd be down to go through it and kind of just talk through moments and stuff, because I know this, okay, I doubt this is actually bad to ask, but it feels weirdly entitled to ask. Are you, like, is everyone in chat actually subscribed, or are you just kind of popping in and you're just having a good time? Because if you subscribed, I'm wondering what you subscribed for. Boss says, yep. One sec. Yeah, cool. Yo, freaking Boz out here, the king. Sub for a 100k face reveal? Bro, I hope so. And let me tell you why I hope so. First of all, obviously the mask is a bit janky. It's a bit gimmicky. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not very comfortable. Like, narrator in here is just chilling. Like, the Wolf Boy's just vibing. But like, man, yeah. Face not doing great. I'm 100% gonna look like I just went snowboarding for like freaking 4 hours after I take this thing off. I can feel the imprint in my face. Sub to the SA2. Okay, here's a question. Which SA2 video? Which Sonic Adventure 2 video? Was it the dumpster fire essay or the actual review? So the only thing, I'm gonna be completely real with you, Boz. I thought about it. I genuinely thought about it. In fact, I literally told someone yesterday I was going to do it. But honestly, I want to be able to make content out of this, and I don't want to do a big face reveal yet. I'm kind of down to have face reveals just like be in streams, so like people that watch the streams know what I look like, and people that watch YouTube videos only will have no idea. And I could still potentially do that, but I think I would do that next time. And to be fair, the stream's going well. I'm gonna stream more. So honestly, I might just do it fairly early. I might do it at like 1,000 subscribers or something. But I'll still set it behind a milestone. Dumpster fire. Dude, thank you. I got so much hate off of that video. Just like, I know I got a lot of subscribers off of it. I know I did. And for a little while, it was my most successful video until the Callisto Protocol review came out. But it still doesn't register that it was successful because so many people flamed me alive in the comments section. Uh-oh. Did I just hit my mic? I don't know what I just did. I heard this weird pop noise. Okay, that one was the mini fridge. So anyway, I heard that through my freaking headphones, dude. These are noise canceling. I know that's loud. This is a condenser mic. I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit like back on vernacular, but the point is, the difference between this mic and something like a Shure SM7B, which you see every freaking big name YouTuber using, is that this will pick up noise pretty much everywhere, even though it's cardioid and it's facing me. It will pick up from everywhere rather than a mic that like you have to be really close to for it to pick up anything. And so it's just like, you know, when my mini fridge makes noise in the background, you'll hear it. When my CPU revs up from my computer, you're probably gonna break through the noise gate and hear that too. It's just one of those things. What was I on about? I was saying something. Right, so freaking Soccer Adventure 2 Fit. So, fun fact about that. So on the dumpster fire video, on the essay video, this was something that was really interesting, and I've loved watching my comment section. I've definitely toned back interacting with people a bit since then. A little bit. Like with that video, I intentionally tried to interact with as many people as possible. If for no other reason than to boost interactions and like engagement on the video. But like I take hate comments well. Like I don't, I generally don't take it personally. There are people who like unironically hate me and like everything that I've done, which is weird because I'm not that big. But even those people, like, I will try to come to an understanding to and talk to. But there was one in particular that I will just remember. And it's just like, I don't know what to say to you. There was one, I know her name. I know this chick's freaking, I'm assuming it's a girl because of the profile picture and name and everything. But it's like, I know this person's name. I'm not gonna name them because I'm not gonna be at BM like that. But there was this one very specific user who just straight up called me a liar, and I was like, what? Like, what is that about? And essentially, she was just like, okay, yeah, no, shut up. You clearly have no taste in video games whatsoever. Sonic Adventure 2 is top 3 games in the GameCube. By the way, not the Dreamcast, the GameCube. Like, of all time. Go away. And I'm just like, but so either you didn't listen or you didn't watch the video, because my taste is that I love it. So I'm just like, my taste is that I love the game and I really enjoy it. And so I'm just like, so does that mean we both have trash taste? Like, I don't know. And she was like, no, you're lying. Like, you're literally just saying that to cover your butt because you know that, you know this game is good and you're just trying to be controversial to get views. And then saying that you love it is just your scapegoat for whenever someone criticizes you. And I'm just like, all right, whatever, I'll let you believe that. Peace. It's like, there is literally no conversation to be had with you because it's just like you literally have all of the facts and choose not to believe them. So that's not, I can't do anything about that. But I love watching how my content just breaks people because people cannot separate this idea that they can't come to terms with the fact that just because they enjoy something doesn't make it good. And vice versa, they're allowed to enjoy something that's bad. But like the majority consensus is just, well, no, if it's fun and I enjoyed it, that makes it good. Or alternatively, I enjoy it because it's good, you know, because I have good taste in video games or whatever. And it's like, no, not necessarily. You can just have an emotional response or an experience or fun or whatever from something terrible. I loved watching The Room with friends. The Room is literally famous for being one of like the bottom 3 movies in history. It is awful in every way that you can really point at, even if you have no idea of anything with cinematography or filmmaking or anything. Even if you can't tell me why it's bad, you know it's awful. And it was so much fun. It was so terrible that it was so bad that it's good. Like, you can enjoy something that is actually awful, and that's okay. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Hi, Boz's son. Sunshine, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess are better. Took 5 seconds. She wow percents. I just block if I get spammed or crap. Constructive criticism is fine. Yeah, art's subjective. The Room is the definition of a beautiful disaster. Yeah. I mean, they literally made a movie called The Disaster Artist. Like, that was endorsed by Tommy Wiseau. Like, he himself knows he made a train wreck. And I think he's made peace with that because it's also made him a crap ton of money and he's famous for it now. Oh, okay. It's fine. No worries. Excuse me. But yeah, like, again, yeah, Sonic Adventure 2, like, I'm not gonna preach on the Dreamcast. I don't know a lot about the Dreamcast. I'm not gonna pretend that I do. I know what I've read up on about the Dreamcast, but I never owned one. I've never played on one. So if people keep telling me that the Dreamcast version is somehow so much better and perfect in every way, and it's completely stable, it never crashes, there's no glitches, there's nothing with geometry, nothing's put where it's not supposed to be, you can't go and launch yourself into the tree behind you as Shadow in that one mission, whatever, fine. You know, then whatever. It's, you know, it gets a few more points because it's better on stability score alone. That's only one thing I judge the game on. One of 8 categories currently, and it's gonna go up to 10 this year. So the game's not getting that much better if you take all the glitches away, you know? The Dreamcast is to gaming what All Bran is to cereal? Yo! Ooh, all right. Okay. Woo. Not even Cheerios, just All Bran? Man, it's not even the good generic brand. It wasn't as fun. Well, I mean, it's also difficult to say who's in the majority and who's in the minority on opinions, right? Because here's something that I have to recognize, and this is something that I had to make peace with, because eventually all the hate from like the Sonic Adventure 2 videos and stuff was getting to me, and I mentioned at the end of the Sonic Adventure 2 Is It Actually Good review, because I really did get kind of put in this corner of feeling like I really just can't do the review and be actually critical if my opinion piece is getting flamed this hard, you know? Because like, I knew it wasn't gonna get above a 5, probably. I knew it wasn't gonna break that when I went in, before I even did the scoring and stuff. It just didn't make sense for it to. You know, 6 excruciatingly high tops. There's no way it was gonna get to 6. And so it's just like, I put it off and backburnered it because I was afraid of how much hate I was gonna get for it. But then I had to recognize something. And that is how many of you subscribed, like 25, and thank you again, by the way, and how many likes were on the video. because it really looked like I was getting ratioed, like really hard on YouTube, where it's like I had so many more comments than likes. But then I had to recognize something. I replied to like 70 comments. So almost half of the comments at the time were mine. And so that's not actually fair, for one. And for two, there were a lot of likes on the video, and the like to dislike ratio wasn't even that bad. And so it's like there were way more people that pushed the like button on the video and subscribed. Like those two combined were way higher than the number of hate comments I got, even though I had a ton of hate comments. And so it's like, I think the issue is just like the people, I'm pretty sure every single person who disliked the video, like clicked thumbs down intentionally on the video, every single person who disliked the video was in my comment section. And so it was like, I had a very, very vocal negative minority. And the majority of people liked it or were indifferent. They just watched it and moved on, you know? And so it's like, no, screw it. Like, I'm not gonna let these people that are just being loud and obnoxious and angry intimidate me into compromising, you know? I love Sega, don't get me wrong, I loved Sonic. Negative was superb. Oh, Mega Drive, okay. Mega Drive. I never made a hate comment unless it was... I mean... Who knows? Just did. Let's... We can all take guesses, man. It's James Charles. Ugh. But... So, the funny thing is, I have blocked one person. Literally just one person. Again, not gonna say who. But... there was a guy... I'll segue into that. There was a guy who... Oh, excuse me. Who seemingly was just being really aggro and offensive. He was cussing me out in a comment section, or at least seemingly like it. And he was seeming like he was convincing people to not watch me. Like, basically, like, trying to convince people to, like, first of all, he was, like, seemingly kind of tearing me down and, like, then trying to convince people not to watch me. And so I was like, no. That's not cool. And so I went and kind of had this back and forth, and I was like, all right, let's see how this guy decides his fate. And so it's like, I gave him a handful of replies. Just in my head, there was kind of a number, and I'm just like, if he can convince me in this number of replies that he's fine, then, like, we're cool. And it turns out he wasn't actually being scummy. He just had terrible social skills. And so he was actually trying to be supportive, just in a really kind of, like, backwards, kind of vulgar way. And he was trying to, like convince me that, like, I need to put my foot down. I need to stand up for what, like, not only do I need to put my foot down for what I believe or what I think, but I need to basically tell people that they will never convince me otherwise, you know, and no one else's opinion matters. And I'm just like, all right, so that's the wrong answer. But in a weird way, you're trying to be supportive. And so it's like, look, man, I'm not going to ban you, but, like, you know, figure out your communication skills a little bit. Like, if you wanted to tell me that, just tell me that. But there was one person who I banned specifically because they wrote a very harsh, scathing comment, and they went and, like, this man's really did go and watch, like, most of my videos just to dislike them. Like, I recognize that, like, 5 or 6 different videos that all had 100% like ratios suddenly had lower. And I was like, all right, that's interesting. And he went and put this huge hate comment on a couple different videos, actually. And the only reason I banned him was one reason and one reason only. He refused to be part of the conversation. It's not that he hated me. It's not that he was being toxic. It's the fact that I looked into him. I tried responding to him, and I found something that he had said previously, which was basically just, don't ever reply to my comments because I will never respond. And I'm just like, all right, then, okay. If you don't want to be part of the conversation, you just want to talk to yourself, then that's okay. We can make peace with that. You can talk to yourself alone forever. And so it's, yeah, I kind of just shadow banned him. And so it's like, he can still comment on my videos. Literally none of us, not even me, will ever see him again. But it's like, you don't get to be toxic and then pretend to be invincible by just ignoring the conversation. Like, you can be toxic as long as you're willing to back it up and, like, talk with people and me. But if you're just going to be toxic for the sake of being toxic and aggro, then get off my channel. Go away. Like, we don't need you here. I don't dislike anyone's videos. Do you think it's counterproductive to not thumbs up or thumbs down someone? So, it depends on what you mean by counterproductive. So, thumbs upping, liking a video is always good for that creator because it gives them a positive outlook in the algorithm and it's positive engagement. I guess the way that I can describe this, well, it's engagement in general, right? And as long as a video is getting a lot of engagement, the algorithm is biased towards that thing and recommending that more. Granted, it's all predicated upon, like, are you a type of person that would watch that type of video anyway? But if you are, then it's going to push that and give more impressions based on how much engagement there is. The worst thing anyone can ever do to hurt a channel is literally just clicking the 3 dots and say, never recommend me this channel again. That is the worst thing you can do to hurt a channel. That is actually the harshest punishment you can give. Disliking isn't even that bad. Because dislikes are still engagement. Hate comments are a lot of engagement because it fuels conversation. Hey Andrew, how's it going, man? Good to see you. So it's like, it really depends on what you mean by counterproductive, because it's productive in what way? Productive towards what? Because if it's a matter of you want to in some way hurt the channel, then yeah, don't dislike. Straight up, don't bother disliking. Just actually say, never recommend me this person's content again, because then you're taking away from their impressions, you're taking away from their click-through rate, you're taking away from their videos ever being watched by you, and also that's informing the algorithm that there is someone like you who it thinks should want to watch that content, and you're telling them that that type of person doesn't want to watch this content anymore. And so if enough people do that, it will just cripple it. Okay, bro, I didn't expect this in my feed. So, yeah, that's fair, but also in fairness, I did put out multiple community posts over the course of the past, like, few weeks, and even today, saying, like, hey, I'm gonna do this kind of post-Christmas, like, chill and chat live stream for a couple hours, so stop by. So, yeah. But no, I'm glad to see other people here. How's your Christmas, bro? It was excellent. You? It was a good Christmas. It was, so... Okay, so it was a good Christmas, but it's one of those things where I sabotaged myself pretty hard for YouTube. Because, and this is something I just learned, I apparently have my internet throttled super hard overnight. Like, really, really bad. Because I was uploading the end of year best of 2022 video, right? And because I was having a lot of brownouts, I was having a lot of internet issues because of the cold wave coming in and knocking down trees and doing other kind of crap. I just straight up couldn't edit. There was nothing I could do. Because unfortunately I only have a PC, I don't have a laptop. And so like if power keeps cutting out, I just can't work. And so the issue then became I was gonna put it out on Christmas Eve and I couldn't get it out in time. So I resolved to get it out by Christmas Day, and I worked through the night on Christmas Eve, and so I went to bed Christmas morning at like 5 a.m. And so I got up at like 10 o'clock, found out my parents had actually gone to church, which I didn't know they were doing, so I went and found a church nearby to go to just because frickin' why not, I guess. If they're gonna disappear, then so will I guess, and it's a good reason to, I suppose. So as I went to church, and I came back, and I was drop dead tired, and we didn't do anything for Christmas for another couple hours after that, so I was dying, man. It was bad. But it's like, overall, in terms of like spending time with family, spending time with friends, like gift exchange, all that kind of stuff, like it was a good Christmas. It was a genuinely good Christmas. I just was miserable for it, and that's my fault, you know? Let's see what I hate mahogany too. What? I definitely feel like I missed something. I 100% missed something, but that's okay. I think they sent out of order for me. Oh, there it is. My bad. Sorry. Mahog. I think you missed a few letters there, I think. Yeah, I know. Yeah, tell me if any of you get the reference. Mahogany. It's a chat about wood with the... I'm an oak guy, though. Cool, alright, someone got it. Yes! All the TFS people in chat, let's freaking go! Makes me happy. Yeah, no, the brownout was remarkably, like, it was remarkably consistent. I actually timed it. The power went out on average between 8 to 11 minutes on, like, in that range every time, and it was doing that for around 28 hours. I'm a fan of cherry wood myself. How did we get here? I know how we got here, but how did we get here? It was all calculated. Boz did it for the content. He knows what he did. Really? You think so? You think the power company did it on purpose? But like, why though? Like, what benefit do they get from that? Not the answer to the question, but fair enough. Thanks. So it is, I mean, kudos to him. Harris Heller. It's Stream Beats. It's literally just Stream Beats on Spotify. Just cause, why? Just because screw me, in particular. They knew that I'm trying to grow a YouTube channel. They knew I do this annual thing every year. Just, no, actually frick this kid. Little did I realize that every single one of the hate commenters in the Sonic Adventure 2 video all actually work for my power company. Specifically the one only that's in my region. What? It was excess of draw because of the heaters. But that would happen every year then, so why is that new now? Like... I don't know, that's weird. That's true to a degree. Because there are people, there's hate, and then there's criticism, right? And then there's just general negativity. I've gotten all three. And hate just has become the umbrella term for anyone that disagrees or dislikes you. So it's like, I guess that's fair. There's probably a better term to use. Yeah, a lot of people did say I made a bad video. Like, a lot of people. Yeah, I guess. I guess it's just the fact that, like, we dropped in temperature so freaking fast. I wonder how the power grid got hit across the US. Because the cold wave started up in, I think, Quebec. And then swept down from the northwest down to all the way down to like the top of Florida and then up the East Coast. And so like I was talking with someone, I forget who it was, but it was like -15 here and it was -30 where he lived. And I know for a fact that up in all the way in Montana, like in Montana and Idaho, it was like -50. It was actually deadly cold. And so I'm just like, I wonder what... I know this is a really weird, like, specific, like, infrastructure question. It has nothing to do with gaming or anything this channel's about. I'm just wondering, like, I wonder what our actual power grid in the US looked like. Like, how did it light up and shut down when people slammed it that hard because of those weird conditions? Because it definitely, obviously, the cold for sure broke a lot of stuff, too. What are you talking about? My eyes are right here, bro. What do you mean, how do I see through the mask? You haven't heard the word periscope in Dude, there's a Papa Roach song called Periscope. Come on. Ah! Oh, that made me... That brought joy. That was good. I was on U57. What is U571? World War II. Oh. 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 Dang. Okay. That's actually sick, though. Let's be honest. I feel like you're not old unless you served in World War II, right? Like... Well, I know, but so here's the thing. I don't know what exactly has been decommissioned or not, right? And so it's like, no, it's entirely possible that in the 80s or something, like, you know, maybe there was like 1 or 2 U-boats still around. I don't know. It's like, I don't know if you served in the military, man. Like, I don't know. So it's like, no, you totally could have. It'd be really cool, but like, eh. Oh, okay, well, there goes that. You're not being difficult, dude. Don't worry about it. So, if you don't mind my asking, which part of the UK are you in? Is it England, Ireland, Wales? Because one of my favorite stories, I think it was on a Today I Found Out, one of my favorite things, just as a little documentary thing, perfect. It was, I loved hearing about how England responded, or more importantly, didn't, to just getting carpet bombed into oblivion by the Luftwaffe. You guys just did not give a single solitary crap, and it's awesome. It's just like, yeah, no, it was just traditional English stoicism. Just keep calm, carry on, everyone's going back to work, no one cares. Like, just straight up, like, don't give him a single inch. And I thought that was so funny, where it's just like, it was literally meant to crush morale. It wasn't actually going to destroy you guys as a country. And you didn't give him anything. It's so funny. Now, I love talking with people about different cultures. I've literally met a single British person, actually, and it was at such a random place too. Her name was Luna, and she was a hairdresser. She worked at a salon I went to one time, and I felt bad because in a weird way, I felt like a tourist in my own country, where it's like I just wanted to talk with her and just be like, so hey, freaking tell me about Britain. Like, tell me about what it was like before you moved here. We have no fear of the small mustached man. Oh dear, and how did that go? Also, dame? See, now that's a word I haven't heard in a while. And presumably, you don't. Dame, was she honored? Any woman is honored to be with Daniel, obviously. Also, no, Boz, I highly, highly doubt it. I'm willing to bet it was just turned of, yeah. So tell you what, guys, I confess one thing that I did not set up properly. I set up the intro, I set up the actual mainstream, and I set up the outro. I did not set up a BRB. I'm gonna take a break for about 5 minutes. Let's come back at 4 o'clock, and let's say we'll go through the end of year roundup video. Because I'm willing to bet, because of the fact that I know, I have to scroll up now, frickin'. Oh, well, I'll figure. Oh, interesting. I can't scroll up in OBS, but I can scroll up in YouTube. Things I'm learning. Because I know, subbed from the Sonic Adventure 2 video, and subbed from, actually, Boz didn't tell me, I don't think. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Because of the fact you guys subbed recently, well, you're part of the majority of people that subbed, because, I had very few subscribers before October of this year. And so the thing is, I think everything in terms of the best moments, you guys haven't seen, because no one watches LWEX. I doubt you guys even knew, even though like it's in the end card every single time. I have a second channel. Oh, jeez. Sounds good. It's 9 p.m. here. I'll be up all night with indigestion. I'm sorry, man. Okay, speaking of 9 p.m., that's a very weird segue, I know, but hear me out. There was a guy who popped up. He was in the comments section of the end of year roundup. His name's Sam. I forget what the full tag is, but his name's Samuel. And he is a guy who he went and asked me on one of the community posts. Well, he asked me in a way that's not proper English, so I could tell probably it wasn't his first language. That was my first tip off, but I'm just like, he asked me how exactly I'm starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What is that in Eastern European time? And I was like, the frick is in Eastern European time, like Sweden? And so I was like, I went and looked it up, and like I got him, I did some Googling and answered the question for him. I was like, hey man, you know, it's plus 7 hours, so 2 p.m. here is gonna be 9 p.m. there. And so I'm really surprised. Honestly, he's probably the only one I actually genuinely expected to show up today, and I'm shocked he hasn't. Windy. When is it not? Isn't it always raining in the UK? Isn't that the joke? Isn't it always like raining and windy there? I know you're not Sam. Like his actual like username was like Samuel something. But no, this guy was from Serbia. He's from one of the nations that broke up from Yugoslavia. And I was like, what the frick? Like, wait, hold on. What did you watch from me? And he was like, Sonic Adventure 2. And I'm just like, all right. We have really varied weather. I admit a lot of my knowledge of the UK comes from, I mean, granted, people that lived there for a long time, but not people that are there anymore. And granted, people that also live on the internet. You guys watch Trash Taste? So C-Dog VA and Gigak Garnt. It's like, one's from Wales who moved to London. The other was from Brighton and stayed in London a lot. And so it's like, I hear them talk about what Britain was like all the time. But yeah. It's mostly like Seattle. Interesting. So the funny thing is, I'm not that far south of Seattle, but I'm not on the right coastline. So, hey, let's go. Of course, everyone freaking watches TFS and Trash Taste. I love you guys. This is wonderful. Imagine The Last of Us, but with posh people. Okay. Oh man. All right, so never mind. It's been a few minutes. Let's reconvene at 4:05. I'm gonna take a quick break, and we'll watch the end of your roundup together. Because I'm really interested to see what you guys have to say about all the stuff that I've done that virtually none of my subscribers have ever seen before, because I did all of it before anyone subscribed, and no one's gonna go and check my other channel, no one's gonna watch the gameplay stuff I've done. So I'm interested to see what you guys have to say. But yeah, don't mind me. I'm just gonna despawn for a minute. I gotta go and bully the backrooms monster again for a few minutes, and I'll be back. See you in about 5 to 10 minutes. There he goes. Don't worry, I had to leave I had to leave my jacket in the back rooms. It's fine. It like the creature knows better than to touch it. It's fine. It'll be I'll get it back. Also part of the reason for that is because the ice cave is very ironically named because despite having the blue coloring and stuff, it is very warm, and it definitely raises the temps of this room quite a bit. Hold on a sec. There we go. Everybody back? Hello? Is that your other freaking... That is actually true. That's fair. Yeah, except mine puts off heat. Like a lot of... Like, it single-handedly raises the room's temperature by probably at least 10 degrees. Also, Boz breaking out the second freaking... Like... The second channel. What a legend. Okay, well... Hold on a second. Let me transfer windows real quick. And boop. All right. So we can go through some of the opening bits of this. Honestly, it could be a second channel or a spy. Bro, if you're spying on me, I'm just, first of all, I'm honored. Second, dude, you gotta pick your targets better. Like, I have so little OPSEC, it's not even funny. Like, like, you don't even have to dox me. You could probably ask me half the crap you need to know and just freaking email me. I don't, whatever. But yeah, so, I'm gonna skip past some of the, if not most of the opening spiel, and I'm going to, hold on, I'm going to do one thing real quick. I'm going to lessen myself. Sorry, it's a rather violent transformation process, but I mean, it has to be done. It's okay, it's not painful, I'm used to it at this point. So, what am I doing? We are going to go and watch the end of year, the best of year 2 kind of roundup video. So there's the opening bit where I kind of just talk about the year, and to be fair, we've been talking for hours, so I'm figuring we kind of skip that and we just go into the main kind of meat of the video. Unless you guys wanted to watch the opening bit and we can talk about that. But I'm figuring we kind of hop into it. What do you guys think? One of my favorite video games. Cool with whatever, personally. I'm gonna take a wild shot and say that you're Boz's son, which, hey man. One of my favorite video games. Man, you're really gonna make me pick. So one of the ones that honestly it just came up recently, just things to talk about. Despite the fact I'm a massive Halo tard, I'm a huge Halo fan, and like Destiny was a huge game for me. I think probably my favorite shooter is actually Titanfall 2, so I'll give it that. Halo 2 is up there as well. I love Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, huge fan. Smash Brothers Ultimate is another one of my favorite games. Like, I'm not gonna go and be like, here's just my favorite game, because like, I'm actually, it sounds a little weird, if not maybe a little cringe. I'm too much of a gamer to say this is my favorite game. I play too many games. Cool, all right. But you're gonna see a whole bunch of games that I've played this year. Yeah, all right, let's get into it. Further ado, here's the best of year 2.
Are you seriously
Riding in the warthog.
by yourself?
Nah, I'm with my.
Now, I don't have a community tab because that's something you only get after you're at like 1,000 subscribers or Not whatever. true anymore, because So I I'm couldn't certainly just make not a at 1,000 post wishing you Merry
uh,
Christmas Christmas with this picture of my cat. So instead, I made a thematically appropriate short of me crashing my car to wish YouTube a Merry Christmas.
You'll kill me!
Yes, I will.
You really want to kill me?
This is probably the darkest joke I've ever made.
Stop that!
No.
I don't want to.
Yeah, that makes one of us. Hey, did you know I have a second channel? I'm Neither sorry. did I, until I made it yesterday. What's your number one that doesn't move? Okay. The game also does a decent job of introducing new mechanics. A prime example for this is the skewer. The skewer being the equivalent of a one-hit sniper weapon for enemies in this game, and there's a whole room dedicated
POV,
to
you're
having
playing
the player
Legendary.
experience that.
POV, you
My cat
played
is a fan
Legendary.
of it. He also enjoys
Persona
trash
5 Royal.
taste.
Ooh.
That's a good pick. I respect that a lot.
Well, he's just hanging out. See, this is the biggest threat to my productivity. I don't make the rules.
So I'll pause this real quick just to say something, because Persona 5. So, gonna... So, sorry. Getting bigger isn't quite as violent a process as getting smaller. It's just one of those things. Kitty boy. So, Persona 5... So, I really want to play Persona 5, right? But I don't think I'll ever review a Persona game, and here's why. Because like there are certain subsects of games or reasons that I don't think I will ever review certain games. The reason why I don't think I'll ever review something like Persona, despite the fact that I think it'd be great and I think I'd love it, is because it's just so stinking long. And if I want to get out of a review in a reasonable amount of time, it's just not efficient. It just doesn't make sense, especially if I don't have an editor. Especially if I am the editor and I'm still doing this. Have you ever played Cuphead? Because in my opinion, it's the hardest game ever. So I haven't played Cuphead. I've played games like Cuphead. I want to though. Like it's been on my wish list for a while. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like Persona 5, like because of the fact that it just takes so long to beat, and part of my my ethos for what I do is like I never review a game unless I've fully beaten it, right? Not necessarily completionist, like not completed it, but I will always beat it. And if I haven't beaten it, then I'm not going to review it. And so it's like it's going to take me a full, week, 2 weeks to actually beat it, even if I'm just doing nothing but playing Persona. And so it's like it's just not practical to have on the channel. And the issue now, which is one of the things I've kind of run into, is like unless it's something I can play for a few minutes or like play with friends and then put down, I'm not generally just randomly playing video games anymore. I'm playing video games that I know that I can do something with on the channel, right? And so it's why it's just like I've kind of put myself in this weird corner of like I'll probably play the Persona games, but only after I have money to hire people to take workload off of me so I can just do the one thing. Do I do mostly shooters? No. Not at all, actually. So I do love shooters. I'm a huge shooters fan, but like I play racing games, I play puzzle games, I play a lot of action adventure games. I play survival horror games, crafting games, like I'm all over the place. Like I'll admit that JRPGs are a bit of a blind spot for me. And sim games, simulator games are generally not something that I'm a huge fan of. FNAF. I mean, like, what about Five Nights at Freddy's? Like, Let's see, makes sense, more of a time investment, same with, yeah, exactly. Like, there's a reason why I specifically did Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, and it's because of the fact, even though there was a lot to play, it was a gift to a friend of mine who'd recently told me it was his favorite game he'd ever played, and I'm just like, all right, I kind of owe it to you, like, I'll do that one specifically for you. And so it's just like, I made other reviews while playing that one. I think I literally played all of Spider-Man while also playing Final Fantasy VII, and that's why that one came out first, because that was the thing that was going to be way shorter. Father and son teamed. 2022 videos superb. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. FNAF, do I play it? Not anymore.
It was at this moment that he knew.
You can't tell, though, I do play a lot of Smash Bros. Or at least I did play a lot of Smash Bros.
You think we can stop them on our own?
Show me your hand.
Alright, that joke, this video, did nothing. Ever. No one freaking... Thank you. Actually, that was that's kind of the running gag of that particular Smash video, is like every major punchline is a One Punch Man joke, and there is like a meta narrative joke to that, which is kind of funny. But this particular thing, I'd recently seen the Injustice movie. And for the record, I know that like Injustice has been around for forever, and there's the game franchise and the comics and that kind of stuff. The movie was reasonably new, and so it's just like I saw the movie. And there was just one very specific moment with Batman breaking his hand, punching Superman in the face. And I thought it was so funny. And then you just have the exact same thing happen with freaking Brohammer here, Echo 216, just jamming his wrists into his Chief's like Mjolnir chest plate. And I thought it was funny. And like no one on either YouTube or TikTok watched it. It made me so sad.
We can stop them on our own?
Show me your hand.
Hey, person watching shorts, I need you to see something real quick.
Have I ever
this?
played anything in VR? No, I cannot freaking afford VR.
It's right there. I mean, yeah, whatever. I have 2 channels and I do all this stuff, whatever. But come on, this is the real group over here. This is why we're all here.
It was a modest goal, but a worthy
Once upon a time,
one.
a couple weeks ago, I was close to 69 subscribers, so I made a 69 joke. This
Was a terrible mistake.
But then, 9 agonizing days later,
Someone subscribed because of this. Someone freaking watched this, the meme-ridden, just ADHD fest that was my 69 subscriber update video, and actually commented on it and asked when I'm going to be getting to 6,969. And I was like, bro, I don't know, but I'm definitely going to be making a joke every single time.
Also, Forza Horizon 5 review coming to this channel by next week. Okay, thanks, bye. My fellow gamers, I owe you a sincere apology, for I have lied to you.
Is Badger?
You see, you are getting more content than what you actually clicked on, because in the literal hours before I started recording this video,
do you mean like Russian Badger, or is that actually like another? Yeah, okay, explain that one to me. I'm stupid.
But it had to be done.
I'm sorry.
Ooh, there's a Forza Edition car. Yeah. Okay, we got legendary socks. Oh! Dude, let's go! I'm only 5 spins in and I'm going crazy! Then we had a game where we both decided to go our mains. And it went a little something
And
like
here's the
this.
cap to all the One Punch Man references.
I'm dead. Yeah. So, Ridley's back air has a weird quirk.
We'll show you the way.
Purple visual effect.
Do you know the? Where's the
But
queen?
if you hit the ground too quickly,
Where's
his
the-
leg
where's the
just
queen?
stops.
Just like Greninja's
So,
forward air.
yeah, so the visual effect will go through you and look like it hit.
Just
and
kidding,
then just
freaking
land and
Uganda
nothing
Knuckles is
actually
dead.
happened. But then, I did this. How did I go from that Falcon game to getting 2 stocked on my main that I basically never play? Yeah, that's probably the reason.
Just cover that entire half of the stage, because why not?
What if I just cover that entire half of the stage? That probably works, right? Oppression!
Told you.
The real Gnar League of Legends watched one of my abridged reviews and thought, I must dream of working for IGN.
So I'm curious. Just 25. Tiberius the Badger joke is just kind of. So yeah, FD25. So you mentioned the One Punch Man reference. Here's the question, because I'm assuming that means you've seen One Punch Man. I'm wondering, did you get the meta joke? I hinted at it for the second one with like the Falcon Punch missing. Can you guess what the joke, like the extra layer of the joke is for all the One Punch Man kills? Hey man, I asked. Waiting for it. Yeah, well, it's fine. No, so like we capped off the 3 One Punch Man references. The first one was like Saitama going and like clapping the, like destroying the mosquito. The second one was like the actual mosquito, not Mosquito Girl, like the actual just mosquito. So like the Donkey Kong up smash with him just doing that. Then there was the Falcon Punch, like punch against Genos, and then there was the explosion was also from One Punch Man. It's one of those things where it's like, I wondered if anyone was ever going to get the like extra joke for each of the scenes I pulled for those things. Because I gave it away with the second one, with the Falcon Punch one. I mean, hey, it's not about how many pumps, it's how long it takes to get to it. Just worry about that. I feel dumb. Watch One Punch Man like 10 times. So here's the joke. And I feel bad, like, it's just one of those things where it's just like, I know explaining that it's clearly not that funny if you didn't get it in the first place. I just want to explain it for my own validation because I put in the detail work. Every single time I did one of the One Punch Man, like, climax hits, that attack didn't kill. Because none of those hits in One Punch Man actually ever did anything. The mosquito is the one time that Saitama hit something while trying and didn't kill it, so the up smash didn't actually connect, hence why it immediately jump cuts to Diddy Kong winning that match. Then there's Aram using the Falcon Punch, and the bait and switch of like, the big giant death punch, and then just being like, he missed and I won. And then the final hit with the Ridley forward smash explosion, that was the explosion that frickin' Genos used trying to kill Mosquito Girl, and he didn't kill her. And so it's like every single one of the climaxes didn't kill in game either. Every single time that you did that, the person who did that actually lost. The mosquito. Actually, though, one of the only characters, technically speaking, one of the only things Saitama has never actually successfully defeated, which is hysterical to think about. Because he was trying. He was literally teleporting everywhere. Yeah, I tried. Jadex absolutely made the highlight reel, trust me.
Watch one of my abridged reviews.
Also, for people that don't have a background on my reviewing and why I started, I started this channel basically as in a fool's errand as a competitor to major games journalism outlets, because I wanted to provide a different kind of review style that was always consistent and gave you like a really transparent view on where the person was coming from, so you always know what you're getting when you come to my stuff, as opposed to like IGN that has, you know, 40 to 50 different people who are writing, and so you don't know whose opinion you're getting. And so this guy, Nar, like actually just Nar from League of Legends, said that I should, you know, I clearly dream of working for IGN. I'm just like, okay.
Watched one of my abridged reviews and thought, I must dream of working for IGN. This was the only thing I could think of while I was replying.
So, Hotshot, you want
Work for IGN.
Work for IGN?
No, I want to kill you.
Legend has it that there is a game for reviewers. A game for reviewers about
Reviews.
And by legend, I mean Coney did it on stream once, and it was really funny. God, this game is basically Dark Souls.
I love
and
It's
kids
Okay,
not
I
having a
guess.
child.
I would do an It's Okay, I guess stream. That'd be fun.
I have a poster of Castle Crashers in my room right
Still
now.
do.
That's... Alright. Difficulty spikes are bad. Let me explain that before you dislike this video immediately. I'm not talking about when a game presents a difficult puzzle or a boss.
This is weirdly one of those things that I needed to clarify for people, because it's very easy to say that difficulty spikes are bad and then have people misconstrue that for me saying that difficulty is bad, which is not true. So
is when I say difficulty spike, it does this.
I have actually played Sniper Elite before, yes.
You call this resisting arrest? We call this a difficulty tweak.
Oh, was that a legendary Shelby? Yes! Yes! Oh my gosh, yes! This is my favorite heart in the entire game! I need this one and the sheep one. Those are the only two I ever freaking use. I use this to be super BM in the Eliminator. Yes! Yes! So I know it's 12 hours too early, but shall we Monkey Monday? Always Monkey Monday.
Well, I mean... Oh, is that cringe stuff?
No, I mentioned it
Ding dong me one more time.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if you're good, just if you take the last stock.
Amen, Tons. Amen.
Hulk smashes the bad guys and your frame rate. Fallout with mods. Detroit Simulator 2015. That is the best explanation of 7 Days to Die I have ever heard.
7 Days to Die will be amazing if it ever comes out of alpha. If it ever isn't just stuck in perma alpha.
Bad. This matchup's going to get me dislikes.
Also, I think the only Game Grumps joke I've ever made.
This went on for several hours.
It was at this moment that he knew.
Oh my gosh! Why? Uh-oh. I think it's broken. I think it's actually broken.
Haven't played it. Should I invest in 7 Days to Die? So 7 Days to Die isn't expensive. It's not like a game you have to invest in. It's fun. I really enjoy it.
I think it's
and it's getting updated constantly with like new content, new patches, new stuff. So it's like, it's not bad. Let me put it this way. It's not a great game. I really enjoy it. So it's like, if that's what it, you know, if that's the recommendation you need, then go for it. I've kind of gotten burnt out on it, because again, also as they change things, like you kind of get used to playing it one way. The only thing I don't love is the fact there's no end game. It really is, play it until you kind of get bored of it. It gets progressively harder, and there is challenge to the game, but there's unfortunately, I feel bad for talking over Tons' best entire moment.
That was so
but like,
holy moly.
There's no end game, and the Fun Pimps, the indie studio that makes it, haven't really finished making good on their promises for like the the Kickstarter goals and that kind of stuff. So it's like, I don't know. I'd give it a shot.
I can't believe how easy you made that look. Now let's deal with that laser.
Okay. I need to
Brother mains Lucina because she's so fast
to give
and
you
busted.
good content, not for my own.
Yeah, and
ego's sake.
I hate
At
both
all.
Crom and Lucina because I hate that they're the no-skill versions of Roy and freaking Marth. Yes, I am going to say that to you. I'm sorry.
So good.
Yeah,
at the
Crom's good.
game.
Like, they're both really, really good. They're both unironically great characters. But like, as a Smash player, they drive me insane. It really is annoying.
But you are.
But that's why they're good. That's why they're cracked. That's why the best player in the game, yeah, the best ultimate player in the world, MKLeo, played Lucina for the longest time in 4 instead of Marth. Because it's like, yeah, you can just be optimal with Lucina. It's just, why would you play Marth?
I said I can win this.
He's gaming though? Hold on, what?
Also, I've gotten ganked off the
And he
side
spot
with
dodged.
frickin' Crom up B way too many times.
Spot dodge.
I admit that I have a bias on that one.
You ruined a perfectly good clip by you by misspeaking. Disgusting.
What's your favorite Fire Emblem game if you played it? I mean, Roy's busted also. Yeah.
God, pwned.
Oh wow. Can't
Yeah.
drive straight. My car always slips.
Roy's
You
very
had an
good in
opportunity
Ultimate.
to give me
And
a
Roy,
honey
ironically,
pot
Roy was
to
my main in freaking
comment
4.
and
It's just
didn't do
I'm
it.
such a Metroid fan that I
this is a
decided to
Christian
become
Minecraft
a
channel.
Ridley main in Ultimate.
And then we get the inciting incident for the conflict that brings Sonic into the story in the first place.
A joke that I
Shadow
thought was
has
going to
been
be way
wreaking
more
havoc ever since he
controversial.
was released by Dr. Eggman,
And yet no one
has been
actually
framing
complained
Sonic
about it.
for
And that makes me
Except
very happy. I'm glad that no
hasn't
one
been
got like,
framing Sonic
no
for
one
it.
was like dumb and
People are
offended
just
over
framing
this.
Sonic
It's just like they
for
understood
Shadow.
the joke.
They just look at Shadow going rogue, blowing up things and evading the military and go, I can't believe Sonic would do such a thing. Which, I mean, Sonic was literally doing that the entire previous level.
Okay, we're good.
That's not the point. They look nothing alike. They literally have contrasting color palettes, with Sonic being blue and Shadow being black with red highlights. The only
Three
thing
houses?
they have in common is that they're both anthropomorphic
So
hedgehogs,
here's,
which is like saying,
Here's a question
after all,
for
I am
a
the
Fire
ultimate
Emblem
life
fan.
form.
What do you think of the new
What are you doing?
protagonists?
Now I see. The military's been mistaking me for the likes
I
of
had
you.
a buddy of mine.
Wow,
I have a friend. It's
that's
actually McFly.
kind of
He's
racist.
one of the
We
guys
look
that I've
nothing
done
alike.
Smash with.
I know.
He's a huge
Now
Fire
turn
Emblem
yourself
fan.
in.
And he
Faker.
was just like,
Wait, what?
bro, the new Fire Emblem characters be looking like Colgate. I'm just like, they what? And he showed them to me, and I had to like cover my mouth to not like break down laughing in the restaurant we were in.
But I don't ignore me, human. I know it was you.
Really? You thought the story of Fate sucked?
Or like miss the
That's fair.
It's so slow. I'm sitting there trying to parry it.
Oh, hey, speaking of Tyler 1.
That's really stupid of me.
It missed ledge. It just missed entirely. It went above you too. It went far.
I have been waiting for this moment since I bought the game. I have been waiting
Okay, fair enough.
for over a month to spin these. Yo, okay, first to 5, we got a Pagani Zonda R. Okay, all right. Okay, all right, starting off strong. Hold.
I literally threw down my controller and got up and walked away from the mic.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that was my end goal hypercar. Okay, I think we might have just peaked. I think that might be the end.
This is the Callisto Protocol. People hated this joke.
This is already promising.
This video did not do well. But I don't care. I stand by my joke.
Blocking did not reduce the damage enough to not die. Whoa. Oh, that's bad. Like the app fully crashed. Okay. That's immediately unpromising. Popular user defined.
It was just one of those things where it's like, I realized that I contradicted myself immediately. Where it's like, in the very beginning, like with like the, you know, the jump scares on just the logos, I was like, oh, this is, you know, this is promising. Like I'm looking forward to this. And then the game crashes 40 minutes in, and I said the exact opposite sentence, and I'm just like, this writes itself, right? It was not on purpose at all. It was just one of those things where I'm just like, there's a joke here. There's 100% just a joke here. And also, weird fun fact, the freaking one song, the only song in all of Callisto Protocol, the one that's played at the ending and the credits, gets the game, or, like, is copyright, gets you copyright claimed and restricted from Russia and Belarus. Specifically just Russia and Belarus. I don't know why. Like, any sort of political mumbo jumbo, whatever aside, like, video game music. Why just there? Like, Japan would have made more sense. The game is literally banned from sale in Japan. What? Okay. Yeah. And so it's like, I actually cut that. I made sure to cut the ending punchline of the joke with the credits rolling really fast down to below 3 seconds, so this video would not get copyright claimed. Because both my review and the first hour and the, every Callisto Protocol video I made that had that music in it got copyright claimed. Every single one of them. So if you see ads on those videos, that's why.
Find tags for this product. Casual, I love this community. Sims is the obvious one. But let me tell you what a real casual game is. Get
good.
My son tragically died in a fire. Okay, now that one's The Sims.
Okay.
What, okay?
I just don't like the mice.
Oh.
Everyone hates when I play Pichu and Pikachu, but I don't know why exactly.
It doesn't do the fun
Gang
sound
Souls
effect,
too,
but
exactly.
I just want the wrong rat. Oh dear. It's like, and now I die at.
Aram was actually getting very good with Bowser for a little bit. He dropped him. He doesn't play him anymore. But there was a period of time where he was actually getting decent.
I did not mean to. Those parries, though. Don't let him breathe! That was not a good trade for me. What just happened?
If that was strong hit, that killed. That's the crazy thing.
No. Just... That was not supposed to work. I may have miscounted the 7 seconds that you're allowed to hold that.
I don't want to talk about it.
Ooh. Oh, that one's just coming straight for me. Okay. And this is one we want to close the distance on, like right now. Stay down. Characters seem to glide up staircases, breakable objects.
This was just funny.
Themselves into a time
There's
paradox,
no joke here. This is just something you can do in the game, and I thought it was hilarious.
Anything. B12 clipping into walls and
I actually
ceilings?
showed this to a friend, and like we watched the review together, and he laughed at this.
Into thin air? You bet. The cat clipping into other cats. Oh, literally within the first 3 minutes. It definitely has indie game polish. Wow, of course that was grab.
I love it.
You just countered mid freaking air.
You're aggro. What do you expect me to do?
Do it again.
Frames off from landing that F smash too because he dodged into it.
That was close, dang.
I don't know what close is until this happens.
Why? Woo! Okay,
No one is ever going to guess where that freaking sound effect is from.
I don't have an answer for that one. All I know is that they've made his hitbox honest. Alright, so while I was recording gameplay for a completely different video on the main channel,
this was crazy. And apparently this can't happen anymore. I read from a commenter that this is a known bug that happens on a very specific NVIDIA graphics driver.
Holy...
But yeah, it's something about one very specific graphics driver for NVIDIA graphics cards exclusively just breaks the lighting textures and the track textures in Forza Horizon, and it turns the entire track into Rainbow Road.
Dude.
I'm almost sad, because this is so cool to look at. Because it even reflects the freaking car.
Okay.
Boop.
Let's go save me. Yes!
I really thought it was gonna hit. Like, I really... Wow. Good punish, Dean. Oh my goodness. That actually couldn't have been any worse.
It gets worse, laugh.
Nope.
Yeah! Oh, what a tech! That was gross.
Thank you.
He got two
Shame.
disgusting techs. Like, I've already killed him twice now. And it's like, no, just freaking tech the ledge. Just actually imagine just actually being good at the game.
You're mean.
Crazy.
Oh, thank you.
Nuts.
How was a massive AAA game that has already been renowned and well known and has, at the time of this video, had 4 years to gain a following and looks like this, get beaten outright by an indie atmospheric cat simulator? I wasn't being hyperbolic when I
Still
said that
arguably the
Stray
best
beat
video
God of
I've ever
War
made.
outright.
It's not the one that's performed the best by at all, but it's the one that like people will still talk to me about and say like, hey, I went back and watched that video. How Stray beat God of War.
Okay, cool. We're about... Wait. No. That was the big Ridley moment. I have to put that at the end of the video. Like, that comes at the end. How long... Wait,
I was
how much
thinking
more
about cutting
footage
this
do I
down to
have
just specific parts, and then I decided, no, this has to be it. This has to be the climax.
Oh.
The Jadex montage has to be the end of my year, because it was the end of my career. You're welcome if you're watching.
No way! Well, really? Why? You know what? I wouldn't be a hero player if I didn't hocus pocus at every possible opportunity, you know?
I'll take it.
What?
Smacked it out of his hand.
How did you do that? You just ignored the projectile.
I hit it and you at the same time. It's beautiful.
Be gone!
Wow. Still very slow for some reason.
That particular hero game felt awful. And then I just got creamed. This didn't go much better, to be fair.
He's already dead.
Well, you got the 9.
Well,
This was the closest game,
There was
to
a
be fair.
timeline where you jumped,
And I won because of the 9.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I noticed that, like, the real tradition, one of us has to be tilted by the end. We cannot finish having a good time. Either you're not playing the game and your day is over after you leave, or I'm just sitting here being like, why does this game suck? Why am I trash? Here's the frames, here's how this works, these interactions work this way. Fuck you.
Glad that it worked out to my advantage today. Alright, there we go.
I didn't put the final match in because I do want like people to still have a reason to at least watch the video, but... And the end of your stats. So that was actually huge. This is kind of a pipe dream come true kind of thing. Because my goal for this year, these are what my stats were at the end of year 1, right? My goals for this year weren't... Sub-goals are fallacies. Sub-goals aren't actually good goals. Because, Oh, it's so funny me as a Fire Emblem fan. That Ike is so slow in Smash, dude. Speeds. So here's the funny thing. Have you played Brawl? Because in, like, outside of in terms of his actual gameplay, yes. But if you see his cutscenes, like, he's not slow. Ike's introduction is kind of schnutty. Like, he's pretty nuts. So it's like they made him a heavy and they made him hit really hard, but like in his actual like introduction, like Ike's like he's crazy. He's so good. Anyways, what I was saying. So I had a sub goal because I feel like everyone has a sub goal. But the point is, it's not good to have goals for subscribers because it's completely out of my control, right? I can't make a goal that is completely out of my power to achieve. I can put out videos every single day, and you know, it's entirely possible no one watches it, right? And so it's like, but end of year, I got 46, and so it's like, my goal was very, very simple. I just want to double it. I just want to do what I did in year 1 again. I thought that was a fairly low bar, and little did I realize how low that bar actually was. Because it's just like, I hit double, and I was like, oh, this is awesome, and then, you know, it's like, great, okay, so now I'm just kind of along for the ride, and then 3 times, and then 4 times, and eventually, like, I was up to, like, 6 times, and then realizing, if this growth keeps up, I could hit, like, you know, 7 or 8 times before I make this stupid video. And then, lo and behold, on Christmas Day, I hit 460. And that's why I'm just like, I say in the beginning of this video, it's like, it's not, my growth wasn't additive anymore. It was multiplicative. Like, you know, thanks to you guys that subscribed from the Sonic videos and the Callisto videos, like, I have now more than 10 times the number of subscribers I got last year. And that is such a freaking blessing. That's such an honor.
For the Callisto Protocol, the horror is in the details. This is a game that does everything in its power to be as scary as possible all of the time,
And the tier list I do every year. I'm gonna say something about this real quick. So I want to talk about the tier list a little bit. Because, thanks man, I really appreciate that. So I want to talk about the tier list a little bit, because I recognize one thing. I think I'm too harsh on really good games and too lenient on games that aren't great. I think I probably should have rated... I should rate probably Halo Infinite lower. Resident E... like, everything in B tier I should probably look at to potentially be lower. And certain games like Final Fantasy VII, Spider-Man, Metroid Dread, and God of War, I think I need to evaluate to see if they're higher. And so that's why it's like, I'm going to add more review criteria for year 3, because as it is, I think God of War 4 is a dang near perfect game. It is an incredible game. And I genuinely am in this place of like, if it doesn't get S tier, I don't think anything really is going to. Because it's going to be a hard bar to match that. And it's just like, if that game didn't make it, what are the odds anything else is going to be making it, you know? And so it's like, I feel like I need to... that's the way. Have you rated Cyberpunk 2077? No. So, everything that's on screen right now, so God of War 4, Metroid Dread, Spider-Man Remastered, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Intergrade, Sonic Frontiers, Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5, Resident Evil 8, Stray, Callisto Protocol, and Sonic Adventure 2. Those are all the games that I have reviewed on the channel. I do kind of want to do Cyberpunk, and I also don't. And I'm not sure. I feel like it's a game that I want to make a video essay on. I don't know if I want to review it. Oh. Hold on a second. I might have just texted the wrong thing. Whoops. Anyways, so the point is, I've thought about doing Cyberpunk like a retrospective kind of thing of like Cyberpunk 2 years later, you know? The thing is, I don't know how I want to do that review if I were to do a review, because I could just do it as it is now, but again, part of the point is I want you to know what you're getting just going into it. And if the game was terrible, it's just like Cyberpunk now it's kind of like the No Man's Sky thing, where it's like No Man's Sky was a terrible game when it released, and now it's pretty genuinely decent. It's a new game entirely. And so it's one of those things like I don't know how to necessarily make peace with that, but I guess I could just do it on its own. I don't know. I'm not 100% certain what to do with Cyberpunk 2077. I have genuinely been thinking about it. It's been on my wish list for years. Like, I'm just not sure what to do with it. But finishing up what I was talking about, the point is, I think I need to add criteria and maybe change my methodology just a little bit. Just tweak it a bit. Because already the way that I've been running it is like a game doesn't round up to the next number unless it is overwhelmingly in favor of doing so. So like 7.57 should round up to 8, but I don't round it up to 8 unless it's 7.7 or higher. And so it's like, honestly, what I might do for year 3 is make it so that if anything gets a 9 or rounds up to 9, then it's a 9. But if anything's over a 9, it just auto rounds up to a 10. Because otherwise, it's like I'm too critical. I'm too good at finding things that are wrong with a game to give a game a perfect score outright. I don't think I will ever give a game a perfect score. And so it's like, but that's also then going to be, I feel like that's taking away due justice of what games that are truly excellent deserve, and they're not being set apart in the way that they should. So honestly, this tier list is going to end up getting retroactively changed once year 3 comes around, and I'm going to run everything through all my new criteria once I've written everything out and I've figured out exactly how I want to do it. No, they 100% are redemption stories. Absolutely, they're redemption stories, for sure. Honestly, that would be probably what I would do, is like the redemption of No Man's Sky and Cyberpunk. Like, games that just were unapologetically awful when they launched, and then were given so much work and TLC that they actually became something worth consuming, worth playing. So it's like, I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll figure out what to do. I don't know if I'll do a review, but I would not have any... I would love to do something about Cyberpunk. Also, I think it's fun talking about... I said in the beginning of this video, we skipped it over, but in the beginning of the video, it's like, in the tier lists, so now instead of just doing the review tier list, I'm also, because of the fact that I'm sticking very... I've kind of nailed down, like, yeah, I'm also doing the opinion scores now. So I decided to make a second tier list that's just my tier list. Just, like, purely what I think. And it looks nothing like this one. Yeah. It's like, this image is very different. And then the fake out. Oh, hold on, I can't be in 2 places at once. It'll break it'll break the world.
Sup? I'm real now. Mask's a bit finicky. It doesn't love the chroma key, but hey, you can't win them all without way more money and ingenuity that I don't have. Anyway, I just want to thank you all one more time for everything this year. May God bless you all. Merry Christmas, and I will see you, yes, you, next time. And by next time, I mean hopefully in the stream this coming Tuesday.
Hello, stream this coming Tuesday. There we go. Hi. Yeah. So, wrapping things up. It's about 5 o'clock, which is about where I was gonna go. I think I was gonna do like 3 hours, like 2 to 5. Because that's fun fact. If you're not actually a content creator and you're just a user, on the back end of YouTube in the YouTube Studio, there is actually, as part of your analytics, if you have enough analytics, it'll start showing you a heat map of a breakdown on like where people most often, or sorry, not where, when people are most often online who watch your videos. And so most of my audience is actually online from 2 to 5, which is kind of interesting. With the only exception being on the weekends, where it's pretty much all day. So that's why I did it this time. But so yeah, I want to wrap things up, but I do want to go ahead and ask you guys. You have any questions for me? I kind of want to make things into a video. Why not? And so let's do just a real quick Q&A. So like people already asked me like what's my favorite video games. I kind of ran through some stuff. Yeah, do you guys have any questions for me? Uh-oh, I just realized the music died. Hold up. You can fix that. There we go. That's better. To be fair, I think there's actually only 2 people here anymore because I know it counts me as one of them. General plans for 2023, I guess. So, couple things. And again, some of the stuff is stuff that I laid out in the end of 2022 video. But plans for 2023. Number 1. So currently, I'm actually unemployed. But I'm looking to get a part-time job so that I can continue working on YouTube. So the goal... The actual attainable goal for 2023, that has nothing to do with subs, and it's just stuff about me. I don't want there to be another hiatus this year. I went on hiatus from, like, March until, like, July this year. There was a huge drought. I don't want that to ever happen again, and so the consistent content pipeline is I want there to be at least, if not more, a new review cycle every single month. So that means a new The First Hour video, and a new Is It Actually Good, plus the 2 shorts that go along with them every single month, bare minimum. And so I'm kind of working out a schedule of like, what are the major game releases that are coming out this year? What's coming out on a month-to-month basis? And so like Dead Space Remake comes out in January, but it comes out the very last week of January. And so there's no way I'm going to be able to get it out before February. So Dead Space Remake will probably be what I do for February. If there's nothing going on in January, then someone actually recommended that I play the Entropy Center, and I looked into it, and I did. And so Entropy Center is definitely going to be one of my dry spell reviews, where it's like if something didn't come out that month, I'm going to put out the Entropy Center, Is It Actually Good, and that kind of stuff. So that's the main Lone Wolf EX main channel goal, is keeping a very consistent content pipeline that I was not able to sustain this year, that I should be able to sustain in 2023 going forward. I would love to do more stuff on LWEX on my gaming channel and my more variety channel, and I have a lot of stuff that I want to do. Like someone recommended I should go and play, actually they asked me what did I think of the hard mode boss for Sonic Frontiers. And so like I played it, I recorded the whole thing, and I'm working on a video for it, but that's gonna go up on LWEX, and it's like if no one watches it, then that's kind of but like I really want to build that channel as well, not just the main channel. However, I feel like I need to focus on the main channel because it's growing so well, and that's what's going to take off first. So it's kind of, it's that, and then in terms of things I'm not super in control of, again, I think I'm just going to keep the bar as simple as I just want to double my subs every year. Like, I just want to just 2x increase, like, to get the same that I got last year. But if we get 10 times again, I'll be close to 5K, which is, I mean, again, it's not relative to YouTubers, it's not insanely high. But for me, that'd be nuts. So, yeah, we'll see about that. And I'm gonna start, ideally, regardless of whether or not, you know, the monetization does anything, I'm gonna start reaching out to people like Sneak, people like Razor, like, see if they're willing to do sponsorships for me, because honestly, my bills are not very expensive. And so it's like, if I can get, you know, just a couple sponsorships a month that aren't, you know, they're not big, but it's just like, if I can get a couple sponsorships a month and maybe an affiliate link here and there, I might not even have to work, and I can just do YouTube full time. So that's something that I would love to really focus on. Last of Us 3. I would probably do Last of Us. I know Last of Us is getting ported to PC very soon if it hasn't already, and I think it's going to be a remaster or a remake or something. I'd probably do that first. We'll see about Last of Us 3, because it's like predominantly I am a PC reviewer, and that's also why I didn't do God of War Ragnarok this year, because that just didn't come out on PC. But again, I have a friend with a PS5, so maybe we'll see how that one shakes up. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm not opposed to it. Am I ever going to do a non-story game? So like a MOBA or a shooter like CS:GO? Okay. I've 100% thought about it, because the way that I've thought about it is essentially, if the narrative section is irrelevant, so say for example I don't know, Apex Legends, right? It has background lore, but it doesn't have an in-game story. Not really. Essentially what I would end up doing is I would take all of the value of the narrative section and divide it into the other parts of the game that are more relevant, like game mechanics, for example. For a game that is purely competitive is so much more important than having a story. And so it's like I'd probably dump like half the value of the narrative section into game mechanics, half of it into overall game design or something like that. So it's like I'm not at all opposed to it. I'm just a little scared of certain types of games. So like MOBAs, for example, I'm well versed in them in terms of understanding them, but I'm not at all good at them. And same thing with like traditional fighting games. Like someone talked about me doing Street Fighter 6 or something like that. I'm thinking about it. I really am. But like I also so to the question of like there has been a question for a little while. I'm really fumbling over this. There has been a question for a while about should games journalists and game reviewers be good at video games? And I have I am very rock solid on the answer being yes. You can't be too good at the video game. Like you can't be pro level really, because then you're coming at it from such a specific nuanced perspective that it's going to be so unlike what everyone else's experience is going to be. But also you can't be bad at the game, because if you can't play it competently, then your experience is going to be so tainted and biased in such a specific way that likewise you're gonna kind of be in the exact same situation but the opposite end. And so it's like if I'm not good enough at a MOBA or I'm not good enough at a fighting game, then I probably just won't review it. But in a just purely gameplay oriented games, sure, 100%. And I think that you're literally the 3 people in chat to ask. I've been vibing to lo-fi music a lot more recently. And the lo-fi song for like Sonic Frontiers where you go fishing with Big is actually really good. Anyway. Anything else? Well, then I think I'm gonna call it. I really appreciate everyone who showed up. Thank you so much for watching. And as usual, I will see you, yes, you, next year. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.